Well, this dissing of the Yes movement didn't last long, did it? I'm Chris Wolvie, the wrestling vlogger who always tells it like it is. The match people would thought least likely would happen at Hell in a Cell will happen at Hell in a Cell. Daniel Bryan, new or otherwise, and Roman Reigns will take on the ex-Bludgeon Brothers, Erick Rowan and Luke Harper. Now, on the last SmackDown of the USA Network, Bryan confronted Rowan and got into a match with him that ended in Harper coming to his bro's aid. Then as Bryan was double-teamed into near oblivion, Reigns charged in to knock the former Wyatt family out of the ring. Then Bryan asked the crowd if they wanted to see Bryan and Reigns beat up Harper and Rowan, and the crowd started the yes chant that less than a year ago Bryan dismissed in favor of the New Green Deal crusade. And Bryan, he just pumped his arms like the last 10 months never happened. Now, I know this is the WWE, this is sports entertainment, and for the most part, if it looks like a turn, and it feels like a turn, and it quacks like a turn, it's a turn. And Vince Sr. knows we've had shorter stints as face or heel before reverting back. Hell, the Big Show's turned so many times he probably retired from in-ring action due to whiplash. But still, there's that niggling doubt in the back of my cranium, that thought that this is all part of the long game on Bryan's part. I mean, it kind of makes sense. I mean, he knows the world can't save itself overnight. It'll take a lot of time and a lot of compromise. And setting Reigns and the entire WWE universe up needs the same. Okay, I know what you're going to say. But Chris, Rowan keeps beating the unholy hell out of Bryan. Bryan got put through an announce table for crimini's sake. Why would Bryan want that to happen? He must be back to face for good. But remember last Survivor Series when Bryan, who became WWE champ just a few days before, faced off against then Universal champ Brock Lesnar? It was an absolute slaughter. O'Brien got some good licks in, but Brock sealed the deal for Raw with an F5, and on the following SmackDown, Daniel said he was happy for the beatdown, saying that the last of his weakness has left his body. Perhaps some weakness had returned and Bryan needed Rowan to help him get rid of it. And what about the whole whodunit angle about the attacks on Roman Reigns? When Buddy Murphy, admittedly under duress, said it was Rowan who did it, maybe he was just following Bryan's orders. Not sure if being beaten down by Bryan or Rowan was part of the deal with Murphy, but there you go. And getting Harper back from the brink of leaving the WWE to team with Rowan, well, okay, that was Vince essentially holding Harper hostage. But in kayfabe, it was probably Bryan's plot of misdirection. Bryan knows how smart Rowan is. I mean, how could he not? He wouldn't have brought him in as his official WWE title bodyguard if he didn't think he could think. Now, for all we know, it was Rowan who came up with this whole thing, and Bryan who just worked out the details with him. And all through his title reign, Bryan kept calling the fans fickle for following the latest craze, the most flamboyant hero, and not paying attention to those who truly run the place. Could Hell in a Cell be Bryan proving to them that he was right all along? Of course, I could be totally misreading things. Maybe Daniel Bryan really has gone back to being a face. Maybe he has embraced the yes movement again that he once pronounced dead. Maybe he and Roman Reigns will work together to teach Erick Rowan and Luke Harper a lesson. Or maybe Bryan will abandon Reigns to the Brothers Grimm and after the loss, stand by Rowan and Harper as the planet's defenders or the like. And if that happens, and I'll admit that it's an if the size of Hoover Dam, but if it happens, don't say I didn't bloody well call it. Because I'm Chris Wolvie, the wrestling blogger who always tells it like it is. See ya.